Hi, welcome back to channel, Train Station 2. Alright, got first in the query, second competition. Then of course I managed to unlock back to 3 jobs. Really happy with that. This is the earlier sharing with you in the previous video that we managed to get very leading positions, all thanks to the Innovation Center, which we have engaged additional capacity for the legendaries and the epic. I think that really helps a lot because generally with the additional capacity you can actually complete jobs really fast at the supersonic speed. So more importantly, I think is that every 4 hourly you collect lots of gold. I think that's something I really look forward to. As I mentioned in my previous video, very soon we'll be heading to Egypt, and I want to bring along 2 million in order to enter Egypt comfortably, able to basically upgrade one of the legendaries to 80 if possible. So a lot of parts will need to be gathered as well, and I'm really looking forward to the end of this event, which I can draw on additional 10 packs of gold and all the parts that I could exchange for. In terms of the trains, I'm looking at 2 legendaries. In terms of special building, if possible, and actually I'm toying the idea of whether should I be using the surplus after the 2 legendaries in getting parts alone. So if you're wondering why not get another set of common or rare train or epic train, the question is, what's the purpose? Are we lacking in that? Not really. So what are we lacking in? I think generally will be parts and lots of parts. Then whether should we be getting all these parts ready for Egypt, or should we be spending to increase the current fleet further, all because generally we know that when in future if we enter into Egypt, there'll be competitions. They'll be riding on 2 sets of trains, one which is Egyptian trains, which is the current region then, and of course the previous region will be the Japan of what we're having now. So generally these are the 2 sets of trains will be asked for in competitions. I just unlocked the stone processing plan. Okay, so there's stone processing plan and excavator. Alright, so this is what I meant. We get back 3 jobs after that, and this is the bonus job that happening. This time limited bonus actually work in this manner. There will be 3 sets of rewards and additional bonus within the 3 hours. Normally it rotates in a manner of gems, keys, and the EP. So generally it rotates in a sequential order. So if that's the case, you really got to time it, because there seems to be only have 10 sets of this job. I'm not too sure whether after this it means something else or there's no more of these bonus jobs. What used to be in the previous experience is that the bonus jobs get generated again, but it's just that they get so tough. That's how it works out. That's also meaning that if when we come to that stage, we will be entering the 100% or the post 100% era. So once you're entering to the post 100% era of the event, everything's get tougher. So I would try to get at 99% strategy by not doing or collecting a completed job or that holds on to 99% completion. So if you're wondering what do I mean, apparently in the event map itself, there's a percentage that shows the completion rate in the event map. So once you hit 100%, I think go wild in terms of the demand for items. So if you stop at 99%, there'll be a good chance that the quantity asked for is not that crazy. But the disadvantage is basically you're stuck with just 2 jobs because you gave up on doing basically 1 extra job because you would hold it, and eventually when you hold it, you will not get that job refresh, and you don't have the option of doing 3 jobs at one go. So it's really a dilemma sometimes what's best for us, but I will say that it all depends sometimes because you're being forced to. You don't have the items that you can get your dispatches idling, so you just basically go with the flow and see how things work out. Unfortunately for me, I turned this on to deactivate the bonus job and I couldn't get it in time. So for that we get back the base bonus will not be rewarded. You just get the base rewards, which is shown in the reward whereas the bonus jobs, you can click on that 3-hour bonus tab in order to get access to that. So definitely I'm going to gain that in this time around. I'll be looking at 15 numbers of gems. Spending a bit of gems as well in this competition, because I got so really bad at stuck at 2 jobs, and I really want to expedite that. Like I said earlier, I just managed to get back 3 sets of jobs. So we indeed spend a quite number of gems in these competitions in order to unlock the 3rd job. So this puts me in the dilemma, as I mentioned earlier, whether we want to stop at 99%. That also brings us back to the onset of 20, also called 2 jobs, and we wondering whether the EP will be dropped to 20 eventually. That's all things that we were wondering, because as you move further, it's no longer 1 for 1, which means that the EP doesn't commensurate with whatever experience or the normal that you get. For example, now you may get 50 EP, but when you post 100% and you move further and further into the job doings and completion, you may get 20 EP eventually. So that is really tough. But of course, looking at the bonus of EP of 50, I think that gives a different perspective to things, because this special bonus jobs, when we talk about the additional EP, it is so amazing, because you're doing 1 job and you're getting 2 jobs EP. So that push yourself front, and you create that big huge gap between yourself and the competitor next in line. So that's generally the purpose of the bonuses. But likewise, if you are able to do bonus at one point, when people catch up, they will be using the bonus against you as well. So there's always a race. If we move forward fast, we will be the one that actually leading the pack, but using these bonuses against the rest. But if we have depleted these bonuses, and people that are slow initially, they would then gain the advantage of using these bonuses against us in the later competitions. But does it really matter? I mean, like I said, normally I try to fulfill the criteria of 1000 event coins legendary in the first 3 competition by getting 3 first. So in that context, I'm not too concerned when the 4th, 5th or 6th competition comes about and I'm not getting first, because I won't be getting first anyways unless luck comes by. I will just be not spending any of those bucks or the season dollars in the innovation center for upgrade of capacity. I will not be spending any single gem in terms of getting jobs done fast or getting the items out of the factory, because once I get that 1000 coin legendary, the rest doesn't really matter. Eventually I will have saved enough of that 4000 keys for another legendary, like I said. So it's all then depends on what we wanted, because the extra coins that we get from competitions will all go into the goal, and definitely we have another 100 for sure, because if you get 3 first, you get 1050, just need to get another 50 and you can just unlock that 10 packs of gold. Then of course the rest will just go into the big boxes to unlock parts. As for the event keys, once you have saved up 4000, the rest is just whether you want to unlock more of those parts again. So that being said, 4th, 5th and 6th competition is no longer a concern. At the same time, why do I want to rush into the first 3? Because when it comes to the tail end, which is the midpoint, which is the 4th competition onwards, people realize they will be missing out that legendary train if they do not get 1st, 2nd or 3rd, for example. And because of that, they are willing to throw in lots and lots of gems, and that's why the 3rd, after the 3rd competition, everything runs wild, and it is so amazing that people spend a huge amount of gems just to get jobs done. The era has changed whereby gems is the loudest, gems is king, because when innovation center wasn't set up yet, gems is king, that's true, but innovations comes about, then it's really whatever amount of bucks or union dollars you have, that's actually king, because the fact that when you have money, to buy gems, do you want then to spend another set of money, if possible, to get season dollars? So it is a lot of spending if you're into pay to win. But if you're free to play, I think the Innovation Center is an amazing increase to the game's fun, level of fun and competitiveness. Because previously there's no way you can get first unless you're really lucky. But now there is such a chance. So of course. That being said, you need to contribute to the union play. If you do not contribute to union play, you can't get the union dollars, and that's for sure. Then you'll be wondering, next is how do you then balance in terms of the time spent in competition and time spent on the union competition play. So it's just a matter of whether you do it after the competitions, and then you can save up to those union dollars for a bit. And of course, because during competitions itself, the items being asked for is similarly maybe on a high demand by both union play and the competition play. So that is really something you got to focus and wondering what's best for you. Alright, so of course you collect those union coins as well. You could spend it on parts, or you can spend it on containers. It's up to you. So that's really something to think about. But the dollars will only be used for the Innovation Center and nothing else. Do not spend dollars for anything else, because that's really not important. Unless you do not wish to get that 1000 coin legendary, then go ahead and spend that dollars wildly. So I'm going to keep some of the jobs done, since I'm not going to collect them for. There's no purpose in collecting them. I mean, yes, of course, if you can keep on playing, you're going to go ahead and collect it, more and more keys. But I'm just want to hold on to these 3 jobs as the EP head start for the third competition onwards, because I'm also afraid that I may be going too fast, and because of that, I would reach 100% really soon, and all hell's break loose after that. So that's what I'm trying to do, is to pause my gameplay a bit so that I do not proceed so far. I'll just try my best to build up the warehouse full of those event items, as well as the factory input and output tray full of the non-event items. And meanwhile, I really want to collect as much as possible, and maybe I may focus during this one-day break into the Japan region jobs. So soon we'll be able to unlock that one last legendary in Japan itself. This should show you a bit more before the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe, and definitely join my IG if you could. Goodbye.